Hi, I'm Ryan Blevins, and today I'm spending 3 minutes with Joe Siddall. Joe spent time in the major leagues and is a Windsorite, and currently works for AM 590 The Fan as the color commentator for the Toronto Blue Jays. Joe, thanks for joining us today.
Morning, Ryan.
So tell me a little bit about your playing career. I know that you're from Windsor, real athletic guy, played all kinds of sports here, but when did you really find out that baseball was for you, and how did you end up playing professionally?
Well, tricky question. I actually played a lot of sports as a kid. In high school, at Assumption High School, it was football, basketball, and baseball. And ironically, I earned a football scholarship out of high school to Central Michigan University, so that's where the twist began. After my freshman year, I was redshirted as a quarterback, and I was getting ready to go back at the end of summer. Two-a-day football practices were starting up in August, and I got a call from a local Montreal Expo scout to come out to a camp they were holding. So I thought nothing of it, and I went out. Well, I guess I had a good couple of days at the camp, and I was offered a professional contract. And I remember being naive at the time. I think I was 19 years old, and I remember saying on the phone, well, no, I can't play professional baseball. I've got to be back to school in a couple of weeks. I was just really didn't get how it worked. That was back before Canadians had to go through the draft. So eventually I did a lot of decision making. My parents were in on the decision as well, and we really tried to weigh the pros and cons. Ultimately, it was a decision I made to pursue the professional baseball career was that school will always be there if I want to go back and finish it at some point. Unfortunately, I would have to give up what would have been a 5-year football scholarship at Central Michigan, the education part of it too. But I thought it might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to pursue a professional baseball dream, so that's the avenue I went down.
So you spend 10+ seasons in baseball, 4 in the major leagues. How did you adjust now in your current job as a broadcaster with the Jays? How did your playing days really prepare you for what you do now?
Probably more so than anything is, as a player, you're interviewed on occasion. And anytime I was interviewed, I enjoyed talking baseball. We talk baseball a lot. You and I do. We love it. You have a passion for the game, and I think most players do. Number one, they're gifted at their talent, at their skill, but they also just love the game, and I think that's where it came for me. And throughout my career, I was kind of one of those, probably being a catcher too. I was kind of that go-to guy in the clubhouse, I think, for a lot of reporters. When they needed that story or that interview, I enjoyed it, and I never thought about broadcasting, really. This kind of came about very last second, but I think more so than anything, it's as a player and dealing with the media in that role that probably prepared me more than anything as a broadcaster.
So what's next for you as the broadcaster, just as the person? Obviously, you're in your off season now, but what's next for Joe Siddall?
What's next for Joe Siddall is a little R&R. It's been a long season. As broadcasters, you almost take on the player's schedule, so you feel a bit like a player again. We go down to spring training at the end of February, and it's pretty well every day until, for the Blue Jays this year, it was late October, and it's 2 years in a row now, so it does shorten your off season a little bit. But a lot of relaxation. My wife and I, Tamara, are from Windsor. We were born and raised here. We raised our family here. We still live here in South Windsor, where we both grew up. So it's very nice to get back. I still have a mother who is 88 years old, just turned. Nice to visit her a lot in the neighborhood. My wife's family's in the neighborhood. So we have a lot of family around, and it's nice to spend time. Our oldest daughter, Brooke, she's graduated from university, but she's working back in Windsor, living at home, so she's at home with us. Brett, who plays with the Oakland A's in the minor leagues now, he's home for his off season, so we're kind of having the same roles there, sharing the house together, and then we have a daughter out at UBC, daughter Mackenzie, playing softball there for the Thunderbirds, so we'll get out to see her probably once or twice too before I head back for spring training.
Sounds like you got a full house going on for the off season.
Full house, but something I'm looking forward to. Yeah, it's great.
So I hate to put you on the spot, but tonight is Game 7 of the World Series. It's all over tonight. No cliches. No, this is a long season. Who do you got?
I've got the Indians. I just feel that going into the series, I'm not going to lie to you, I said Cubs in 5. I did not think it was going to be a contest. I really felt that the starting pitching from Cleveland was going to catch up to them. They had been doing it. They did it against the Red Sox. They did it against the Blue Jays. I just thought, how long can they keep doing this against a great team like the Cubs? Well, guess what? Until last night, where Josh Tomlin kind of faltered, it's been pretty good. But now they've got their guy tonight, and it's hard to go against Corey Kluber. But for me, it's all about Corey Kluber and then that bullpen, and those guys are ready. It's going to be Miller, Shaw, and Allen. If not all of them, a couple of them, and it should be enough. But bottom line is they're going to have to find a way to score runs against Hendricks. Not going to be easy. For some reason, I feel this is going to be one of those epic Game 7s. It's just the way this whole thing has panned out. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a big contest tonight. Well, I thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching. I'm Ryan Blevins, and this has been 3 Minutes with Joe Siddall.